So it is Thursday the 26th, cycle day 23. So, yeah, I didn't post the results for my scan, for my fourth scan, just because I was a little upset. I'll just be honest. I was a little upset. It just seems like I have been at a standstill, you know. My left follicle, every other scan, I seem to have a follicle, and then it goes away. Then another scan, it'll come, and then the next scan, it'll go away. So, you know, that was a little frustrating. And then my right follicle, or my right ovary, is just confused whether it wants to have 1 or 2 follicles, and usually they're at 7. So I've just been really frustrated. So, during my fourth scan on Monday, I had, what was it? I don't even remember. Oh yeah, I had 1 on the left that was at a 5, and 2 on my right that were both at 7s, and my lining was at a 6. So I'm just like, okay. Frustrating, you know, very, very frustrating. So, yeah, it's just, I had my little freak out moment, because I'm just like, if I'm not responding to Follistim, like, what's next, you know? Is there a next step after injectables? I know you have to be able to have an egg, or create an egg, in order to do IVF or IUI, you know? So I had my little freak out moment. After just calming myself down, you know, I went into this appointment thinking, okay, well, you know, whatever happens, happens. Don't get upset if it's not working or whatever, you know. Just don't get upset. So I went in with like very low expectations, really. Just because, you know, what gets me the most about this whole process is, unlike Clomid or Femera, you know, I would go in for that 1 scan, and that was it. It was like, okay, you didn't respond to it, and that's it. So it was like 1 disappointment every cycle. But so far on injectables, it's been disappointment after disappointment after disappointment, you know? It's just like, you're not responding, or there's nothing else going on, you know? It's like no progress being made, so it's just like, it beats you down, you know? And I don't know anybody that, like, would be so positive and then not have this process beat you down some, you know? Like, it gets to you. So, anyways, also, like, side effects I've had lately is ridiculous. I am so freaking bloated, it's stupid. I swear. I have to wear my largest shirts, because it's just like, I'm so bloated. My pants are very tight. So I've been wearing, when I get home, of course, first thing I do is put on my pajama pants, because those are the loosest ones. And it, you know, it's not tight or anything. Excuse me. I really like wearing my skirt. I only own 1 skirt. And it's very, very loose, and it has like an elastic band, so it's very loose, and you know, it's very comfortable right now that I'm bloated. So, yeah, it's just been frustrating, and just sort of beaten down a little bit by it. But anyways, let me talk about today's scan. I did take some pictures while I was in there, but like, after he left. But I'm going to show you a picture of what the room looks like when I first walk in. So this is the room that I usually get. He has several different rooms, and this is the one that I always seem to have to sit and wait. And so yeah, that's the room. Went in, sat there. The nurses know me by now. They're like, so let's see what's going on in there again. You know, let's hope that we can get you going this time. And you know, I could tell they're all pulling for me, especially the doctor. He seems sort of frustrated as well that it's taking so long. He walked in and he was just like, all right, let's see what's going on. You know, he's like, and he he goes over everything that we've done so far. And he's like, all right. He's like, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. You're going to have eggs. It's just a really slow process. You know, and you can tell the frustration that he has that it just hasn't happened yet. So that makes me feel a little bit better that he's frustrated with me. He feels my frustration. So, of course, you know, by that point I'm under the cover, and then they lay me down, and he brings out his little wand. So, you know, I watch, and my lining is now at a 7. And that's where I started at the beginning. And he asked, he's like, what was your lining the last time? I was like, I believe it was at a 6. And, because it went from 7 from the first scan, and then the second scan, second, third, fourth scan, it's all been a 6. So this scan, it's at a 7. So that's good. He said that he likes the way it looks because there's like 3 layers in there, and that's what it should be, and blah, blah, blah. So it's like, okay, cool. And then he goes in for my left ovary, nothing. Just very quiet. And then he went in for my right, and in the right, you just see this one big follicle. And big as in, like, there was no denying it was there, and it was larger than what I had seen in the other, like, all the 7s. The 7s really didn't look like anything. So, yeah, this follicle was bigger than the other ones. And I'll show you a picture. I actually took a picture of it. So yeah, when the RE left the room, he left this on the screen. He actually froze the screen, which he usually doesn't do. But here you see my one follicle. It's not as big as everybody else's that I've seen, but it's the biggest I've ever had. It's measuring 10 by 8. So 10 by 8. That's great for me. I'm just glad I didn't hear 7 as far as follicles go. So this is the largest follicle that I've had. So that makes me happy that there's actually some progress. Even though it is 3 millimeters, it's 3 millimeters. Like, I'm totally happy with that. I am still worried about timing because we are leaving next Saturday for Baltimore. So, yeah, when we were in there and he saw that, he was like, okay, you know, I really think we are coming to the end. We have a big follicle. Your lining's looking great. He's like, and I really honestly think that it's going to start progressing. So why don't you get dressed and let's go to my office? It's like, okay. So I got dressed, I went to his office, and he basically said the same thing again. He's like, I really think we're coming to the end of it. He told me that when he gets up to, since I'm at 150 right now, when he gets up to the higher numbers, he doesn't want to go 4 days without a scan. He wants to go at least three shots into it and then get a scan. So that would put me at Monday. So it'll be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday would be my scan. So I have to go to another office because his office is not open at that time. So I'm going to another one of their branches to get a scan done. And then he'll call me to let me know what he wants me to do next. So, yeah, we have progress. I'm happy. It's not the end of this, but I'm happy. I did tell him that I was getting a little worried. I was like, I do realize it's a slow process. It's like, but you know, I was getting a little worried, honestly, because we are going on vacation on Saturday. I was like, one of the first things we talked about when I had my first initial appointment, he asked me where I was from. I said Fort Worth. And he was like, oh, is that near Arlington? I was like, yeah. It's like where the Rangers play. And he's like, are you a Rangers fan? I was like, oh, born and raised. So he knows that. And I told him, I was like, well, you know, we're going out of town because the Rangers are going to be playing Baltimore. And he's like, oh, that's right. You're a Rangers fan. I'm like, yes. I was like, so, I was like, it's not a problem for us to drive back down, but, you know, I'd rather not. It's like, I'm so sorry. And, you know, something horrible to be thinking about, you know, like, of course, you know, conceiving a child is at our priority, you know, our priority, but, you know, since we live up here and the Rangers are going to be in this area and I paid almost $400 for the 4 games that we're going to, you know, I don't want that money to go to waste. So, you know, he was understanding. He was really cool about it. But he does think that we should be done by next week sometime. He says he's optimistic that this follicle will grow and mature sometime next week, and we'll be able to do a trigger shot, which would be perfect and ideal. You know, because I don't know if I told you this, but like I would have, if we did the trigger shot and I ovulated on it, I would be on my 2-week wait, and the 2-week wait would end close to my husband's birthday. And then 3 days after my husband's birthday is on the 17th. And 3 days after that, on the 20th, is our 11-year anniversary, our wedding anniversary. So how cool would that be? You know, I'm not expecting it to be positive. I really am not. But still, if it were to be a positive, how cool would that be? That would be pretty awesome. So yeah, that's it. I'm sorry this is so long. Just had to update a lot of stuff. But yes, thank you so much for all your support, especially on those days that I'm down, because those days that I'm down, it just sort of hits me and I have like my freak out moment. And talking to you ladies really helps me process it and put stuff into perspective. So it really does help. Thank you so much for all your support. And please send me and Heather, who is Fish Lawyer. I believe it's Fish Lawyer 7 or 3. I think it might be 3. Please send her some good, nice growing follicle dust to us both. I know she has her scan today as well. So hopefully we both get good news with progress. And yeah, I will update you on Sunday. All right, bye-bye.